as the human race begins to lose patience with itself, as we begin to look over our shoulder and say, you know, the way we have been creating it is not the way we want it, and the grander truth is we can truly make a difference in shifting the paradigm of our experience. I had reached a very low point in my life, and nothing really was going the way I had thought it would be going at that point. I was nearly 50 years old. My personal relationships were in shambles. My career had become extraordinarily unfulfilling, and not coincidentally, my health had gone downhill as well. I was very, very frustrated, and I would say even angry. And I woke up one night in the middle of the night and shot off an angry letter to God, sitting in the darkness of my living room with one little lamp on and writing a letter on a yellow legal pad. What does it take to make life work? And what have I done to deserve a life of such continuing struggle? I wrote and wrote and wrote these kinds of desperate questions, and when I was finished, I began hearing answers. I know this sounds strange, but I literally heard answers to my questions in my head, and so, of course, I began writing them down on paper, more to really just get them out of my head than for any other reason. That process continued sporadically over the next year, and the information that came to me and through me in that process ultimately became what is now known as Conversations with God, Book 1. I knew in the long run that I was receiving this information and having an on-paper dialogue with the grandest part of the universe, which some of us choose to call God. Some people say to me, well, how do you know this is just not your own imagination or your own intuition? And my answer is usually the same answer that God gave me when I asked God that question. I said to God in the dialogue, hey, how do I know this is you? How do I know this isn't just my own intuition, my own imagination? And the answer I got back from God was, what would be the difference? Do you not think that I would use any tool at my disposal with which to communicate with you, including your own imagination and your own intuition? It's been our tendency, at least in largest number, to step away from our personal responsibility in the matter and to allow ourselves to feel victimized by it. The paradigm is shifting. Times they are a-changing. The only question is not whether things are going to change, but whether we are going to be at cause in the matter or whether we're going to be at the effect of those changes. To the degree that we decide between ourselves to be at cause in the matter, to that degree we now step to the line and put ourselves in the place of the change makers. Some people see things the way they are and ask why. I see things the way they could be and ask why not.